Hey guys, and welcome to the Season 3 review for the Otago Vaults. It's been pretty much an interesting season, a lot of downs, a lot of ups. Let's quickly go over some of the tables and showcase where we finished. Bit of an improvement on the Plunket Shield. 2 wins, it's their best under my management. 4 losses and 2 draws, 70 points. Really good bowling attack starting to develop here. 1 Day Cup, we had a pretty average year, to say the least. We had 4 wins last season, we only had 2. 20 over trophy was per usual pretty good through the group stage. We got into third with 6 wins and 4 losses with 24 points. And in the carriage stage, well, the knockout stage, we lost a low scoring thriller against Central Districts, who won by 1 wicket against us there. So yeah, pretty interesting season to say the least. We will go to the Otago and career. In the current year, what a year for Fred Sutherland. You have to say that is a monumental year for him. 13 test matches, and he got 1,444 runs, highest score of 308, 9 50s and 400s. 1 day international cricket as well. We'll talk about that shortly in 20 over internationals. He's just developing there at the moment, but very good year for Fred. Only played the 1 game for us though. Now I believe he got a in the last game 64 and 35, so he did pretty well there. Mark Adair played a lot for Ireland, didn't play too much for us. Finn Allen played the 6 games, I believe. Yeah, there's his record there. 6 matches, 12 innings, 5 not outs, 350s, an average of 58.43. So Finn Allen's coming along quite nicely in that for us. So Tom Bruce, 534 runs at 38.14. A solid year for Tom Bruce. Didn't really stand out or anything. Cox, 503 runs at 45.73. A solid year for the rookie. Like I said, he had a lot of low scores, but he got a couple of big ones as well. Foxcroft, 9 games, 497 runs, average of 31.06. We'll look at his year. 2 games for us, 150, average of 32.75. And he did alright. That's his best season for us. And of course, in the test matches, he played 7, 150, 100, average of 30, high score of 139. We've got Kelly, 468 runs at 36, a pretty respectful year. Rutherford, 465 runs at 31, a bit low in his usual numbers, but still good enough to warrant another contract, to say the least. Cooper, 380 runs at 25.33. Got a score in that last game, though. It tells me he's still got the goods. Fulcher, yeah, not a bad year for him. 204 runs at 34 in his first year. Handy overs a spin as well. He's going to be quite a handy player in the future. Going to keep developing that bowling craft though. Duffy, 183 runs at 26.14. Very, very handy, valuable runs. And he was our player of the season, to be honest. He was absolutely outstanding. We'll get to him shortly with his bowling. Mitchell, 5 games, 169 runs at 24.14. Handy enough. Just to bring in if, say, Adair or Foxcroft's on international duty. Fulcher's a bit out of form. I'm going to keep Mitchell in the mix, I think. Muller, 134 runs at 22.33. Lower order got some impressive averages. Ave, done alright in the first class. He couple games here. And now to the bowling. I think we can show Mark Adair's stats. No, we can't. He plays that much cricket. It's hard to get him. But when he was there, he was quite good for us. Duffy, 41 wickets at 27.83. What a good year for Jacob Duffy, with the call up to the Black Caps as well for the Zimbabwe tour, I believe it was. He was pretty close to getting another match to his 120 over international. But he was just consistent. He'd come on, he'd always pick up wickets early, and he'd come back in and do a good job as well. Williams was the next best bowler, 26 wickets at 25.35. A pretty solid year for Shane Williams. Just want him to keep his form consistent though. He gets into a rhythm for a couple of games and just goes off the ball for 4 or 5, and that's when we drop him back to the seconds and try to build his form in that backup. I want to keep him in the team. Muller, 21 wickets at 24.86. A good year for Muller. Ray, 18 wickets at 28.11. The bowling All those guys averaging under 30, that is a sign of a good bowling attack. Mitchell, handy 10 wickets at 42, 9 wickets at 45.56 for Fulcher. At Foxcroft, 7 wickets at 44.86. I'd love one of those all-rounders to start averaging around 30 to 35 if we can. Hall, a development year for him, 6 wickets at 86.33. Bowled economically, love to see him take a few more wickets in the coming years. And then you got Kitson, 16 overs, 1 wicket at 46. He got that game in the last one. He deserved that game. Didn't overexpose him and just gave him a couple little spells here and there. Gave him a taste of things. But overall, a pretty good first-class season for us. Obviously, want to either get 2 or 3 wins next season, keep building it gradually. It's going to take a wee while, but we'll get there. The one-day year is up next. It wasn't a good year for us in terms of that. Sutherland, 21 games, 687 runs at 34.35. I think we can bring up his Otago stats for the current year. Played the 3 domestic games, 2 50s, 100. He was just exceptional whenever he come into the team. Really, he's just going to be a brilliant cricketer all round. I think Fred. I think once he gets a few 50s and 100s in the one-day internationals, he'll be off and running as well. But him and Adair are hard to judge because they're not really in the team too often. Adair just proves himself to be a good quality all-rounder with those statistics. Foxcroft, a lot of games for the Black Caps. Played 4 games of one-day stuff for us. 150 at average of 42. Kelly, good solid year for Kelly. 374 runs at 37.4. Finn Allen, 336 runs at 33.6. He was decent throughout the campaign. Cox, like as mentioned, is his rookie year. 236 runs at 33.71. That's a respectful year. Bruce, a pretty disappointing one-day campaign for him. 224 runs at 24.89. Fulcher got a few handy runs, 147 runs at 24.5. He got plenty of development time there. A very, very bad year for our openers in the One-Day Cup. With Rutherford only averaging 13.8. That is majorly bad. That's tail ender averages. Marva Ave got 8 games, an average of 15.43. Sort of the backup keeper. Hopefully he can improve those statistics. He's proven himself a wee bit at first class level. Muller, 107 runs, but he's not really known as a batsman. Cooper, a disappointing year as well. 91 runs at 13. Mitchell was good when he was available. 63 runs with the bat, average of 63, and 6 wickets at 24. Top wicket takers, not right about Adair too much, but when he was here, he was contributing handy things. Duffy, 18 wickets in 9 matches at 25.06. Definitely the standout bowler. Foxcroft, the next best. This shows you, because Foxcroft wasn't too much around at the time with the team. Muller, 12 wickets. Williams, 7 wickets at 48.29. Obviously, his one-day game has to be improved on in terms of his lengths. But yeah, that's why we finished last, because we just couldn't take wickets. We got absolutely blitzed in a lot of games of the year. But the 20 over stuff was another good year for us. We made the Premier League final. We'll put the runs in that up there. Finn Allen pretty much was playing his craft all around the world. Decent average. Sutherland, we showcased a little bit of him before. He didn't play too many games. Rutherford, 11 matches, 402 runs at 44.67. A brilliant campaign. He led from the front. Mark Adair, very good for Ireland. Average of 22 and 16 with the ball, proving his credentials as probably our best all-rounder. Foxcroft, 27.73 is average with 305 runs, 10 wickets at 21.2. Yeah, Bruce was good, 249s at 31.13. Kelly's numbers are a bit low. Cooper done alright when he was brought in. That was his best format in one day and first class at a stronger suit. Mitchell didn't bat too much, 94 runs at 23.5. Contributed some handy overs with the ball as well. Yeah, senior men stepped up at key times. Like the wicket takers are just exceptional. 16 wickets for Williams at 15.94. Duffy 15 at 13.67. Ray was decent, 15 at 23.33. Mother 11 at 18.09. It was why we were so competitive in that competition. I'm really happy with how the 20 over trophy and that's going. If we can consistently get around that top 3 and contend for that title, will be quite good. Really want to improve in the one day and the Plunket Shield over the next couple of seasons. It is a gradual process. Otago and still needing a few players. I think we really need to focus on getting another opener, and I think that's the only real focus that we need. Like, we've got a couple of promising seamers coming through. Fred Sutherland, have to compliment him. We'll look at some of the international stuff and how he performed. Just very quickly. We'll just go through the itinerary very, very quickly. So Fred's getting a bit of development in the air. We're just going to quickly showcase how he performed. 104th. So that was his first ever 100 for Sri Lanka. We're just going to go over some of the key moments. Where was the Zimbabwe tour. That's where we want to showcase next. This was a big moment for Fred. The 308 of 366 deliveries. This shows that he's world class, and the world ratings agree as well. He is sitting in 3rd place on those rankings, and only at 21 years of age, with the future ahead of him, he's going to be outstanding. Obviously, in the 20 over stuff, I think he'll be gradually working his way onto that table, and may see him in the one day international ratings at some point as well. But for Fred to get all that exposure is pretty good. Foxcroft done alright for the Black Caps as well. Wish he could still do that for the Volts more often. And of course we've had Finn Allen and Jacob Duffy been in the mix here and there as well. Got a promising future for this Otago Volt side. I really want Season 4 to showcase us this gradually showcasing our credentials as a consistent side that can win and push for titles. But let's see how that goes. Of course, next up we've got the recruitment special. Hopefully you guys enjoy that. But smash the like button, share with a friend, and we'll see you next time.